Scanning for audio.
Welcome to another Tin Dog podcast. I'm going to be discussing something that came out last November, but you can forgive me for that. The Seventh Doctor Adventures, the Doctor and Carnacki. Okay. Written by AK Benedict, Georgia Cook and Jonathan Barnes, three particularly good authors. I smiled when I saw all three of those names. So, there was a Big Finish series, Carnacki, released some time ago. And I must admit, I didn't really go down that road. See, Dan Starkey was kind of up for this one, but this was years ago. And you know what? You've got so much stuff to listen to, and you think, oh, I'll get round to that eventually, and you think you'll come back to it. But basically, psychic investigator out of copyright, which is always good. A bit Sherlock Holmesy, but more ethereal stories. A lot of them are told sort of at Christmas around to their friends. It's one of those sort of things. He is a fictional character, but here we're told that he is a real person. Okay, so that's what we've got. So Carnacki is a character who exists in fiction. Imagine like Sherlock Holmes, but we're sold here that he's real. Okay, so we've got that. Have we all grasped that? Because the Seventh Doctor and Carnacki is actually nice, because ethereal, ghosty type stories work very, very well with the Seventh Doctor. What I'm thinking is we kind of need to go with a synopsis, so let's do that, shall we? Ghost finder Thomas Carnacki deals with many uncanny mysteries that defy explanation. But throughout his life, a stranger keeps appearing. Whether he's an ally or a rival remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. When the Doctor and Carnacki cross paths, death and danger are always close. So, it's three stories that take place at various points in his life/career. Okay? And boy, oh boy, are they clever. And if you do it all in one go, there is an absolute payoff. And you know what? Take your time to listen to the extras at the end. I want more of this. I really do. And thanks to the setup at the end, we can have more. And that makes me a very, very happy camper. Look, let's just go with this. The Haunter of the Shore by AK Benedict. 1897. Young Carnacki investigates a case at Edgemere Manor, where the skeletons of the tourists are left on the shore of the lake. Carnacki must discard everything he knows when he discovers that the estate's hermit is the Doctor, and that time is being manipulated by an unseen force. The Doctor and Carnacki must work together if the mystery of Edgemere Manor is to be solved, the house saved, and the haunted residents find peace. Let's face it, AK Benedict's always going to be giving us some lovely ghosty stories, and they really understand Doctor Who. Seventh Doctor plays to their complete strengths. There is no extra companion because Carnacki is the companion in this. And you've got the Seventh Doctor playing what can really be described as a hermit. And it works beautifully. It really does. You've got that lovely feel of the Lake District. The House by Georgia Cook. Awoken in the dead of night to assist his distraught friend Arkright, Carnacki finds himself unexpectedly thrust into a long-buried mystery from his childhood, and face to face with a man he hasn't seen for years, the Doctor. As you can see, these stories take place literally across his whole life. But what is the house? Why does everything Arkright touch transform into the same rotting furnishing and wallpaper? Can a man really be haunted by a building? It's very clever. It's not a haunted house. It's a house that's haunting someone. Yeah, you get it? And it works. Yes, it's got similarities in a feel to that Capaldi story, where there was a big wooden house which had so much potential. And, well, it had potential. So I really, really like this. I like the time travel aspects, but I also like how, well, this whole set is tremendously atmospheric and completely belongs in those dark and dreary and ghost-filled winters of Britain. The last one, The Institute of Forgotten Souls by Jonathan Barnes. Oh my God, this one works and is very, very clever. If you're a fan of the sort of Silent Hill, almost base under siege type Doctor Who, this is terrifying. In the heart of England in 1936 lies a home for wounded men in a strange, shadowed place full of secrets. Terrible beasts prowl the grounds as if guarding something dreadful. Inmates are disappearing, picked off one by one, while a singular resident, a certain now retired ghost finder, bravely staves off the darkness. Yet tonight is the night when it's all going to end, for tonight is the night when the Doctor comes to call. As a trilogy, this is just brilliant. If you're a fan of the Seventh Doctor, do this. If you're a fan of ghost stories, do this. If you are just even contemplating, just going, whoa, what's all this Carnacki nonsense about? Go with it. Just go with it. Starkey's great. Just great. And I think that we deserve more. And it could work. It genuinely could. But oh my God, it would be so dark. Because these are so very dark. So if you like your Doctor Who less frivolous, then this is for you. Here's the trailer and decide for yourself. Until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Seventh Doctor Adventures. The Doctor and Carnacki.
Doctor!
Thomas Carnacki, how good to see you again.
What's wrong, Arkright? Arkright? The house is gone.
It's come back.
It's me. It's who? Mark?
Carnacki. Before our first encounter, I assume.
You were not my introduction to strangeness.
Does it have a name?
I've only ever known it as the house.
It must be stopped. Perhaps you'll give me a tour of your laboratory when this is all over.
Oh, one academic to another, yes?
Of course. Carnacki, all set.
As set as one can be.
Then we'll be off.
I trust you to get this beastly thing sorted, Carnacki. You always do.
That's exactly my concern, which is why we're going back there. Better armed and better prepared.
Back to the belly of the beast.
Perhaps you weren't telling me the whole story before. In my experience, the past is best left to its own devices.
I caused this, Doctor. I'm going to fix it.
There are funny marks on the sand which weren't there when we walked past just now.
There's something else. Something watching. A strange, malignant shadow.
Good afternoon. And what's your name?
It's Price, sir. Sergeant Winston Price.
I see. And the year? The month? The nation?
1936, sir. November, sir. Great Britain, sir.
Oh.
I don't like it when they go quiet. It means they're getting closer. They'll surround us again, and they'll just keep on picking us off.
Whatever is out there, I'm sure it isn't just grass and trees and a waterfall.
By all that's holy.
That's it! Come on! Run! Some force, some higher power is taking control of her. An animated cadaver.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @TinDogPodcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.